Our story starts in sunny Florida in August 2016. Ashley Beeries and Douglas Benefield met at a Republican fundraising event in Palm Beach. The event was bustling with energy, filled with conversations about politics and the future. Amidst this vibrant setting, Douglas, a former Navy pilot and successful businessman, noticed Ashley, a young woman full of ambition and charm. He was immediately drawn to her lively spirit and captivating smile. After dinner that same evening, unable to shake the feeling of being enchanted by her, Douglas asked Ashley for her phone number. Ashley, who worked for Donald Trump's campaign in Sarasota, was equally intrigued by Douglas. Their romantic journey began almost immediately, with texts and calls turning into dates and deep conversations. What started as a chance meeting at a political event quickly blossomed into a whirlwind romance, setting the stage for an unexpected and dramatic story. At 24, Ashley Beeries was a young woman with big dreams and a lot of ambition. She worked at Donald Trump's campaign headquarters in Sarasota, Florida. Her job was important. She encouraged evangelical Christians to vote and helped organize rallies. Ashley was passionate about her political work, but she had other dreams, too. Besides politics, Ashley was an aspiring model and dancer. She performed with the Maryland Youth Ballet, where her talent and grace shone on stage. Dancing wasn't just a hobby for her, it was a dream she held close to her heart. Ashley wanted to become a famous ballerina and even hoped to start her own ballet company one day. Her dedication to both her political career and her artistic passions showed how driven and multifaceted she was, always striving for success in everything she did. Douglas Benefield was 30 years older than Ashley, hailing from Charleston, South Carolina. He had a rich and varied background, having served as a Navy pilot before transitioning into the business world. After his military service, Douglas became a successful consultant, working with technology companies and defense contractors, where his expertise was highly valued. But his interests didn't stop there. He was also involved in real estate and the restaurant business, showcasing his diverse skills and entrepreneurial spirit. Life had not been easy for Douglas recently. About a year before meeting Ashley, he had been widowed, losing his wife Renee to an undiagnosed heart condition. This tragedy left him to raise their 15-year-old daughter, Eva, on his own. Eva had found her mother's body when she came home from school, a traumatic experience that deeply affected both her and Douglas. Despite these challenges, Douglas was determined to provide a stable and loving environment for his daughter, balancing his demanding career with his responsibilities as a single parent. This blend of professional success and personal hardship defined Douglas's life as he crossed paths with Ashley, setting the stage for a dramatic turn in his story. Despite their significant age difference, Ashley and Douglas felt an undeniable connection, united by their shared conservative values and mutual love of guns. Their relationship progressed rapidly, surprising everyone around them. Just 13 days after their initial meeting at the fundraising event, they decided to get married. The wedding was a modest affair, held in Charleston, Douglas's hometown. The only guest in attendance was Douglas's close friend, Trip Cormany, an ordained Episcopal pastor, who conducted the ceremony. Douglas, a deeply religious man, believed in the importance of marriage before intimacy, which added a layer of urgency to their quick decision to wed. This sudden wedding came as a shock to their family and friends, who had no idea the relationship had progressed so quickly. The news was particularly difficult for Douglas's 15-year-old daughter, Eva, who was still grieving the recent loss of her mother, Renee. Eva had discovered her mother's body just 9 months earlier, a traumatic event that left her struggling with immense emotional pain. The sudden introduction of a new stepmother, who was only 9 years older than her, added to Eva's confusion and sorrow, creating a tense and challenging dynamic within their newly formed family. After Ashley moved into Douglas's home in Charleston, the atmosphere quickly became tense. Ashley and Eva did not get along from the start. Ashley, who was only 9 years older than Eva, had no interest in taking on the role of a stepmother or even being a friend to her. This created a significant strain on the household. Eva, who was still mourning the loss of her mother, found it hard to accept Ashley. She felt that her father, whom she had always been close to, was slipping away from her. The once strong father-daughter bond started to fray as Douglas focused more on his new wife. The household was filled with frequent arguments and misunderstandings. Eva felt isolated and struggled with the changes, believing that Ashley was driving a wedge between her and her father. On the other hand, Ashley, focused on her own dreams and ambitions, did little to bridge the gap. This ongoing conflict created a troubled family dynamic, making life at home increasingly difficult for everyone involved. Ashley had always dreamed of creating a unique ballet company, one that would include dancers of all nationalities and body types. She wanted to break the traditional mold and offer opportunities to a diverse range of dancers. Douglas, deeply in love with Ashley and eager to support her dreams, promised to help make it happen. Combining Ashley's passion for ballet with Douglas's business experience, they decided to start the American National Ballet in Charleston. Douglas used his business skills to get the company off the ground, while Ashley focused on the artistic side. They began to advertise auditions across the country, attracting dancers from various backgrounds. By the summer of 2017, auditions were in full swing. Dancers from all over arrived in Charleston, hoping to be part of this groundbreaking company. However, behind the scenes, the family tensions were rising. The ongoing conflicts between Ashley and Eva were not only affecting their home life but also starting to impact the business. Ashley, now pregnant, found it increasingly difficult to balance her dreams with the realities at home. She missed many of the auditions, leaving Douglas to manage most of the work. Despite the challenges, Douglas continued to push forward, determined to fulfill Ashley's vision. But the growing strain in their personal lives was becoming harder to ignore, casting a shadow over their ambitious project. With Ashley unable to participate, all the work fell on Douglas. He had to manage the business side of things and also take care of the artistic vision that Ashley had set out. To help with this, Douglas hired ballet master Michael Wise to train the dancers. Despite his efforts, the absence of Ashley was keenly felt. Many of the dancers had been drawn to the company by Ashley's unique vision and were disappointed not to see her. At home, the tension between Ashley and Eva was growing. The strained relationship between stepmother and stepdaughter added another layer of stress to Douglas's already heavy load. Nevertheless, Douglas remained committed to supporting Ashley's dream. He believed in her vision and was determined to see the ballet company succeed, even as he juggled the challenges of running the business and managing family conflicts. Douglas's dedication was unwavering. He arranged romantic dates and surprises for Ashley, constantly reminding her of his love and support. But the pressure was immense, and the cracks in their personal lives began to widen. The dream of the ballet company, once a symbol of hope and creativity, was now a source of immense stress and conflict. Legal troubles soon beset the ballet company, creating a cloud of uncertainty over its future. Dancers and choreographers, who had joined with high hopes, found themselves embroiled in disputes. They sued for breach of contract, alleging that they were unfairly fired just weeks after being hired. This unexpected turmoil painted a grim picture for the company that was supposed to be a beacon of inclusivity and artistic excellence. Douglas, determined to save the dream he and Ashley had built, took immediate action. He brought in new managers, hoping their fresh perspectives would stabilize the situation. However, these changes came at a cost. Ashley's original vision for the company, one that celebrated diversity and broke traditional ballet norms, began to fade. The company was no longer the innovative entity they had envisioned together. While the legal battles raged on, the home front was no better. The tension between Ashley and Eva escalated to dangerous levels. What started as disagreements and misunderstandings had now turned into a deeply strained relationship. Eva felt increasingly alienated, struggling with the presence of a stepmother she could not connect with. The household, once a place of refuge and dreams, was now filled with conflict and strife. Douglas found himself caught in the middle, trying to support Ashley's dream while also managing the growing animosity at home. The stress of legal challenges and family tensions weighed heavily on him, making it increasingly difficult to keep everything together. In late August, Ashley, facing complications with her pregnancy, returned to Florida to rest and focus on her health. Meanwhile, Douglas was left to handle the mounting pressures of the ballet company in Charleston. As the company struggled to stay afloat, tensions grew among the staff and dancers. The dream they had once nurtured seemed to be slipping away. On October 23, 2017, the situation reached a critical point. Douglas called a meeting with the dancers. In a tense atmosphere, they were asked to sign non-disclosure agreements. This unexpected move raised many eyebrows and created an air of uncertainty. Shortly after, the dancers were informed that they were being fired. This sudden termination came as a shock, leaving many feeling betrayed and confused. Online, Ashley did not remain silent. She openly criticized the company's new management, expressing her disappointment and frustration. In the wake of these events, the American National Ballet disbanded. The dream of creating an inclusive and innovative ballet company crumbled. Douglas, who had invested not only his time and effort but also a substantial amount of money, faced a significant financial loss. He lost over $100,000, a devastating blow that underscored the magnitude of their failed venture. After the dissolution of the American National Ballet, Douglas Benefield sought closure with a farewell party for the dancers who had been part of their journey. However, his return home brought an unexpected shock. Instead of finding his pregnant wife, Ashley, awaiting him, he discovered a farewell note that shattered his hopes. In her letter, Ashley candidly listed Douglas's perceived faults and shortcomings. She accused him of being overly obsessive and controlling, traits she claimed had stifled her. The incident where Douglas had fired a gun into the ceiling during an argument became a pivotal point. Ashley expressed deep fear for her safety and the safety of their unborn child, leading her to make the painful decision to leave. Douglas, deeply hurt and bewildered, realized that Ashley had chosen to walk away definitively. Her departure marked the end of their tumultuous relationship, leaving Douglas grappling with profound loss and unanswered questions. In a last-ditch effort to salvage their fractured relationship, Douglas Benefield sent Ashley a heartfelt birthday gift, hoping to bridge the growing divide between them. However, instead of reconciliation, Douglas was met with a cascade of alarming accusations. Ashley accused Douglas of poisoning her through a tea gift he had sent. This startling claim triggered a thorough investigation by authorities, who found no evidence to support her allegations. Undeterred, Ashley escalated her accusations, alleging physical abuse at Douglas's hands. She filed reports with Child Protective Services, claiming mistreatment of his daughter, Eva, and asserting that she herself was a victim of domestic violence. Despite Ashley's persistent claims, investigations failed to substantiate any of her allegations against Douglas. The legal battles and investigations further strained their already turbulent relationship, plunging them deeper into a cycle of mistrust and acrimony. In the summer of 2018, Douglas and Ashley found themselves entangled in a heated legal battle that played out in a Bradenton courtroom. Ashley's serious accusations of poisoning against Douglas were ultimately dismissed by the court due to insufficient evidence. Following the court's decision, a glimmer of hope for reconciliation emerged. Douglas was granted visitation rights to see his daughter, Eva, which marked a potential turning point in their strained relationship. In a gesture of goodwill and determination to mend their fractured family dynamics, Douglas made a significant move. He decided to relocate to a neighboring apartment, a step aimed at bridging the physical and emotional distance between him, Ashley, and their daughter. On September 27, 2020, a tragic incident marked the end of Ashley and Douglas's tumultuous journey together. As they were getting ready to relocate to Maryland, a fierce argument between them erupted into a fatal confrontation. In a moment of fear and desperation, Ashley, feeling threatened, fired a fatal shot at Douglas. The commotion drew the attention of neighbors who witnessed Ashley's distress as she fled outside, crying out for assistance. The aftermath was swift and shocking. Ashley was promptly arrested and charged with second-degree murder. In the face of these grave accusations, she maintained her innocence, asserting that her actions were in self-defense, a claim that would be scrutinized in the ensuing legal proceedings. The tragic event marked a devastating culmination of their troubled relationship, leaving both families and the community reeling from its profound impact. As of February 2023, Ashley's legal journey continues as she awaits trial behind bars. Her defense team sought to dismiss the case, citing self-defense, but the court rejected their motion, finding insufficient evidence to support her claims. This pivotal decision keeps Ashley in custody, where she awaits her day in court, facing the serious charge of second-degree murder. The unfolding saga leaves lingering uncertainties about the dynamics between Ashley and Douglas, and the sequence of events that culminated in tragedy. The community and those following the case are left grappling with unanswered questions, seeking to understand the complexities and the true nature of their relationship and the circumstances surrounding Douglas's untimely death.